There is very little chance for criminals or others to attempt any type of crime with the suspect to be shot to death. Real problem facing our society is imbalance of wealth, political power, and law enforcement. Legal gun ownership should not be even an issue. I would suggest better safeguarding, screening, accountability, and registration of the weapons, which may help to reduce the chance of any weapon getting into the wrong hands in the first place. There ought to be heavy fines and penalties for the illegal gun acquisition, improper safeguarding, and avoiding registration. Regardless of the restriction, criminals will be able to acquire illegal weapons, smuggled assault weapons, or even homemade guns, and any size of law enforcement agency will not be able to stop it. Some of the deterrents to gun violence and major crimes are better response time by well-trained police officers, cooperation from the community, and responsible citizens bearing legal firearms. Major cities like Chicago and New York have effective, well-funded, and trained law enforcement divisions versus small towns, municipalities, and villages are ill-equipped, and their version of police enforcement is limited to traffic, ticketing, and guarding. Small communities and even some of the counties do not have the proper funding to afford the sophisticated law enforcement divisions like City of Chicago, New York, and other major cities. Maybe it is time to look into consolidating the law enforcement agencies on cities and counties level instead of each small community having their own guard, so-called police. Also consolidating every level of communication and data among all law enforcement agencies will be great help to rapid response and solve crime. In case of City of Chicago, most of the crimes and gun violence take place in certain neighborhoods, especially in the South Side, and or in the government subsidizing housing. Majority of time, during and after the crime, people are afraid to call police and expose themselves because of negative repercussions from their friends, neighbors, relatives who may know or related to these criminals. In order to reduce crimes and gun violence, law enforcement and citizens must work together to share all relevant information. Also providing some kind of safety net to whom willing to cooperate and provide valuable information to help apprehensions of criminals. Of course, poverty, poorly funded schools, unemployment, unaffordable medical treatment, housing problems, drugs, and inadequate transportation system may be some of the other major problems and challenges facing the underserved communities which contribute to high crime and gun violence on a daily basis. Regardless of north side, south side, west side, or east side neighborhood, Chicago police force is highly trained and responds in record time to any incident of gun violence or any other major crime. Unfortunately, police is only effective if the community is willing to cooperate and provide any possible lead to the law enforcement personnel. Uncooperation of the citizens in high crime area is one of the major disadvantages to solve crime and capture offenders. Other part of the neighborhood where crimes and gun violence are low due to active citizens' involvement whenever crime occurs, and majority of citizens are quick to call the police, willing to cooperate and help them in any way possible. Also, some of the citizens who own firearms may be willing to use it to defend them and their families. In conclusion, guns in the wrong hands are a major problem, and real debate should be on how to keep guns away from criminals, irresponsible gun owners, and denying gun access to anyone who's mentally incapable to handle any type of firearm.